Natural yogurt, the total weight is 450 grams. And so if I have half of that, which I do, then I'm around 225 grams of yogurt. With Lizzie's granola, what's going on YouTube, it's Jason and welcome to day number 67 and day number 14 of my Razor Sharp series. So today's video is going to be all about how I guesstimate my calories accurately. I told you guys that in December I stopped tracking my calories, I stopped measuring everything, and since that point I've still managed to make progress week to week. A lot of people guesstimate their calories as well because they hate calorie counting, but they're very wrong with their guesstimates because they don't make progress with their fitness goals. I'm going to show you 3 ways to avoid that so you can continue to make progress on your journey. So meal number 1 is the usual, natural yogurt, granola and maple syrup. No scale. The way I guesstimate these calories is by literally just looking at the weight of the different foods. So if I look at natural yogurt, the total weight is 450 grams. And so if I have half of that, which I do, then I'm around 225 grams of yogurt. With Lizzie's granola, 450 grams is the total weight. And so what I do is I just basically eyeball the portion, I'll show you in a bit, and I divide that by however many portions I've had. So 450 grams, if I have 9 portions of that, then I've had about 50 grams each, and I do it that way. With maple syrup, it's a little bit more fiddly. Yes, I look at the total volume, but you can't really know how much you're taking, and so I just guesstimate a normal serving, which is about 20 grams. Well, it says 15 grams on here, but I leave a little bit of room. So yeah, straight into this, half the tub. There's no need to measure because it literally is bang on half. Cool, 225 grams of yogurt in the bag. Granola, so I've already had about a portion of this, and so I just look at roughly what I'd normally do, just eyeball it. Cool, that's a portion, and I'll just have to add it up over the next few days and see whenever this finishes and do quick maths. And then the maple syrup, I just drizzle it on top, and give and take that's about 20 grams. And then we have to swap the spoon for a small spoon because we don't deal with big spoons. Not for anything sweet anyway. Oh yeah, another important consideration is the bowl that you use. I'm not sure whether you guys realize, but I use the same bowl almost every single time for my granola and maple syrup. And that's because I'm eyeballing and guesstimating everything. If I change the bowl size, then my guesstimates may be out. If I'm using the same bowl every single time and the metrics are the same, then I can create some consistency. So I know that I've had half a tub of that, around 70 grams of that, but we'll see once the pack is done. A drizzle of that in the same bowl. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. So next meal was eggs and buttered sourdough. In terms of calculating the sourdough, because it already comes sliced, I just guesstimate each slice to be around 50 grams. It may be more, it may be less, but it balances out over the week. In terms of butter, similar to the maple syrup, I just run with the serving size on the back. Anyways, time for gym. So just on my way to the gym now to train up a body. I'm a bit tired, I didn't sleep great last night. Side note, yesterday I posted my 200th video on the YouTube platform. I'm very proud of that. The work rate, not to blow my own trumpet, has been phenomenal. I was on 49 videos when I first started my push for YouTube on the 29th of April last year. So to have done 150 videos in less than a year is remarkable. So we'll start off with incline press, go for a quick warm-up set. Now grip pull downs. Dumbbell lateral raises. push downs. Barbell curls. So we'll finish up with HIIT. So method number 2 that I use to guesstimate my calories is weighing 1 serving spoon and then just multiplying that by whatever's on the plate. To be honest, I've reached a stage with rice, pasta, or anything else where I just tip it on the plate and just know. But before I got to that stage, I used to essentially get a scale out. That's my serving spoon. I would weigh what 1 serving spoon is. So let's say with this, 1 serving spoon is 21 grams. Well, I'll just put 10 of these in and that's 200. It's literally that simple. I don't need to then continually weigh my food. As long as I'm using a similar plate or bowl and I'm using a similar serving spoon, it's always going to be that. And the same is true if you use a bigger spoon. You use a bigger spoon, maybe that's 100 grams, times that by 3. That way, you almost never need to weigh food again, as long as you are accurate with your measurements. So in terms of calculating meal number 3, I just eyeballed everything, but I learned how to do this by using the serving spoon method to calculate the rice and the chicken, and then with the spinach and the kale, I just used 2 handfuls because that's the serving size and went with that. 4th meal of the day was rice, chicken drumsticks and broccoli with harissa sauce. In terms of the rice, to be honest, it's from a packet, so that was easy enough to calculate. The harissa, again, I just went with the serving size, and the chicken drumsticks, once again, I just went with the serving size. And fruit, easy enough to calculate, once again, just go with the serving size. So the third and final method that I use is weighing myself at the end of the week. This is so important because ultimately I'm guesstimating everything. How do I know whether or not I'm accurate? Well, I'm trying to lose, say, 0.5 kilos a week. When I weigh myself and I've lost that amount, then I know my calories are on the money. When my weight is up or down, then I've been out somewhere, all things being normal, and then I need to go back to the drawing board. This is a very important point. A lot of people say they don't like counting calories, fine, but if you're not weighing yourself regularly, you are literally winging it. So before I give you my calories and macros, I just wanted to say a few things. Number 1, guesstimating your calories is a skill. It takes time and patience to learn. Most people, I'm going to say 95% upwards, will just get it wrong and make no progress. You need to learn your trade and you need to put the hard yards in. Number 2, the way you put the hard yards in and learn food is calorie counting. A lot of people demonize calorie counting, but I combat that idea for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's not extreme. Just like drinking alcohol is not extreme just because of alcoholics, a few people getting eating disorders doesn't make calorie counting extreme. It's just a tool like you would use a budget spreadsheet to save money. You just wanted to see what your inflows and outflows are. That's all it is. So yeah, if you're new to the whole calories and macros game, I would definitely recommend calorie counting. To be honest, I still calorie count. If I want to be specific, if I have a deadline in mind, I will always calorie count because it's the most efficient way to get there. The only reason now that I've dropped the calorie counting is because I've left myself loads of time. If I was going to do like a challenge to get shredded in 4 weeks, I'm absolutely counting everything. It just leaves less room for error. Anyways, they're my calories and macros for the day. Hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. Don't forget to like it if you did. Subscribe to my channel to follow me on this journey, and I'll see you again tomorrow.